America is about to turn 250 years old, guys. So do me a favor, before you light up that grill and wave that flag, take a seat and really look at what you're actually celebrating here. Because the gap between where this country could have been and where this country is now, should have every one of you sick to your stomachs. 250 years, right? 250 years of being the most powerful, the most resourceful, the most theoretically capable nation in human history. And what do we have to show for it? Over 40 million Americans on food stamps. Over 30 million Americans that have no health insurance whatsoever. We have the highest incarceration rate in the world. We have an opioid crisis that has swallowed 500,000 lives and still counting. We have a housing market that's so broken that the people who cook your food and teach your kids, they can't even afford to live in the cities that they actually work in, make it make sense. And we have an education system that buries young people in debt before they even earn their first paycheck. Not to mention, we have a freaking political system thoroughly purchased by concentrated wealth that the laws it produces bears no relationship on what the public actually wants or needs. Imagine that, right? We also have a working class that has not seen a real wage growth in over 30 years. We have a mental health crisis so severe that they stopped calling it a crisis and we just call that shit a Tuesday. Yeah, we have gun violence epidemic so routine that we don't even flinch anymore when preschoolers get slaughtered in their own classroom. 250 years, America, and how do we celebrate it? We built a fucking MMA ring on the White House lawn. Not a hospital, not a school, not a housing development, nah. Not a single thing that I addressed and laid out. And this is what I really need you to understand because this part should disturb you the most. This right here is not a departure of American values. No, this right here is the full expression of it. And you have the audacity, America, to call yourselves a Christian nation? Stop it. Because y'all chose this shit. Not once, not twice, not accidentally, but over and over and over again across generations. We chose this shit. It's freaking sad. Because we built a culture where football coaches earn 40 times more than a quantum physics professor. We live in a world where a reality TV star can become president at the same year a school district cuts its art programs and nobody, and I repeat, nobody is connecting the two things. Yeah. We live in a world where scientific consensus on vaccines, climate, and evolution gets put in the ring against a TikTok post, and you know what? TikTok post wins every single time. Yeah, because we chose the bomber over the teacher. We chose the tank over the clinic. We chose the aircraft carrier over the water treatment plant. Way to go, America. Way to go. We actually spend more on our military than the next 10 countries combined, including our own allies, while our veterans sleep on the streets of the very cities they swore to protect. Make it make sense. We sent young men and women to die in wars that made defense contractors rich beyond their wildest dreams. And then they had the audacity to call that shit freedom. We turned the soldier into a sacred, untouchable symbol, cut their benefits, denied their PTSD claims, and then sent them back to a second, third, and fourth war because it's a lot cheaper to send them back into a war zone than to actually take care of them when they got home. Yeah, you worship the uniform, but you actually neglect the human being inside of it. Because the uniform is a symbol, and symbols are a hell of a lot cheaper than healthcare, housing, and the therapy it would have taken to actually help them, right? And I say that with everything in me, and 10 toes down, because I'm one of those veterans. We built bases in over 150 countries, but we can't build affordable housing in 50 states? Get the fuck out of here. Rome had bread and circuses, right? Well, America, we got food stamps and an MMA ring on the White House lawn. It's the same shit, okay? So before you light those fireworks and call yourself a patriot, I'm going to really need you to remove your head from your 4 points of contact because real patriotism is not blind celebration for what your country is. Nope. It is the burning, relentless demand for what your country could be. And your neighbors, your veterans, your teachers, your freaking nurses are the very people who built and bled for this country. And they don't need your applause. They don't need their little yellow ribbon magnets on the back of your car. What they need for you to do is stop choosing the circus and start choosing them. It's pretty freaking simple. Because the most powerful thing that you could do right now in this country is not wave a flag. Nope, it's wake the hell up, open your eyes, and refuse to entertain into the silence while people around you are suffering. 250 years, America. It is time to demand better. Real talk. I love y'all. And I hope to see y'all in the next one. Later.
What if enough people say, we're not doing it? Where is their power? There is none. The power of the few is in the acquiescence of the many.